On the edge of the Clarence River in Grafton, they're deep in clean-up mode and the damage bills are rising.
The first expected height was 3.1 metres that we got given, and yeah, the next morning we woke up to see that a lot higher than that. So there was a lot of stuff here that we weren't able to get out the day before, and yeah, we've lost a bit of gear.
At the sailing club further down the river, they saw floodwaters rise above their roof.
A couple of boats got damaged, we never got out in time. By no means the worst flood we've had through here. Probably one of the dirtier floods though.
Firefighters say they're likely to spend weeks helping the local communities get back on their feet as quickly as possible.
So what we're doing at the moment is getting rid of all this flood water that's come through, just to make things a lot more safer for everybody. The mud's roughly between 5 to 10 centimetres indoors, so what we're trying to do is get that out before it sets, because once it sets, it's a whole different job.
About 50 kilometres away on Woodford Island, just outside of Maclean, residents in low-lying areas say there was little warning before they were inundated.
It just came that quick and yeah, that was the end of that. A huge clean-up. Well, I did lose my car, my camper trailer.
Extensive flooding also damaging sugarcane crops in the region, and it's feared may have decimated soybean crops.
Our crops are probably more advanced this year than what they have been in the last 7 or 8 years. There's going to be substantial soybean losses. They're quite a fragile crop.
3,500 rapid damage assessments have now been conducted through Sydney's northwest. Clear skies allowing the clean-up to go ahead in earnest across the worst-hit neighbourhoods.
It's all ruined, so we just have to take everything apart and just rebuild, I guess, like everyone else here.
Evacuation orders remain in place for 7 northwest Sydney towns. The SES says those evacuated should not return until authorities give the all-clear.
Unfortunately, the biggest problem is going to be the bank, which is subsiding everywhere and there's no controlling the subsidence at the moment.
People across flood-affected areas are being urged to take steps to protect their psychological well-being and physical health. The Red Cross warning there may be a lack of mental health services in some areas.
And Virginia Langeberg joins us now from just outside Maclean in the New South Wales Northern Rivers region. Virginia, we heard thousands of people in Sydney's northwest remain evacuated from their homes, but what's the situation like further north?
Well, good evening, Janice. Yeah, the evacuation orders have now been lifted around Moree and the mid-north coast, but as you can see, there's still clear evidence of the torrential rain and floodwaters that swept through this region, particularly in the flood-prone areas such as this. Meantime, a search continues for an elderly woman from Port Macquarie after her car was pulled from the Barrington River on Thursday. Adele Morrison hasn't been seen since leaving her home in Port Macquarie on Tuesday. Now, across New South Wales, the SES and emergency crews have now attended more than 13,000 jobs. They continue to be supported by the ADF, but the message from authorities now really for everyone, whether they be in evacuation centres or returning home, is to take care. Now, there is disaster relief payments for anyone in these flood-affected areas of up to $1,000 per person, and even more for people with businesses that have been affected. Janice.